Hey folks, welcome back. We're recording episode 2 now of Slash Build, which is what I've decided to name the single-player survival series that I'll be doing, or that I am doing, because this is episode 2. If I will be doing it, wow, I just gave grammar people a heart attack with that one. But anyway, the point is that it's happening. It's not happening in the future, it's happening now. As we speak. We're picking up literally, right where we left off. And I can say literally because I actually didn't even stop recording. I'm just going to cut this recording into 2 chunks. And this is the second chunk. This little lake I'm hopping around in was my original source of ice. It was my original ice cube tray, which was a lame design, and all it did was, I think it was like 8 by 8, something like that. And all it did was fill up, when you retracted some pistons, it would fill up the area, and that was it. And then you would have to wait to very slowly freeze from the outside in before you could harvest it, and a lot of times I would harvest it before it was done freezing, which was a pain in the butt. Moving right along, we'll take a quick look over here at the only other feature of this barren wasteland, which is a strip mine, as opposed to a branch mine, an actual strip mine that I had started, and the reason I had started it was cowardice, I think, primarily, was my motivation. I discovered a abandoned mine shaft at the bottom of a pretty steep plummet. Just one of those sort of horizontal shafts. It's almost like the mouth of a volcano that sometimes spawn in the terrain. And it was my very first abandoned mine shaft ever in the game. And I was scared to death of the poisonous spiders, the cave spiders. So I didn't really want to... I sort of explored it. I explored it long enough to get melon seeds. And then I ran away like a scaredy cat. And then I decided, well, hey, I want to build a mob farm at some point. Why not turn this into a strip mine and then build a mob farm in the space that I vacate? And the mob farm that I was going to build was going to be one of the ones that has the 2 block wide trenches, and as monsters spawn, they might fall into the trenches and fall down, and they get killed by lava or something for the drops. And it's a mob farm design that allows you to include regular spiders as they spawn naturally. You'll get the string. And the problem with spiders is that they're a real pain in the butt with their ability to climb all over the place. So as you can see, that project never really got off the ground. There in the distance is a floating jungle tree, as I just noticed. But that is the very first jungle that I ever had in a Minecraft survival world. This is before they started growing cocoa beans. This is before you could find jungle temples in them. This is the original, old school jungle generation rules. And apparently I had been harvesting this jungle tree, I think probably for the fences over there, and got real lazy with it. And my OCD is demanding in no uncertain terms that this be resolved. But I can talk while I'm doing that. Maybe. So yeah, this, I think you can sort of see right here is that line that I was talking about, where the terrain generation just completely adjusted from whatever it was supposed to be before 1.2. I think I'm remembering that version right, to what it ended up being once the jungles were added. It was that change in terrain generation that had originally motivated me to abandon my very first Minecraft world, which might be the topic of a future special. Oh, jeez. Oh, thank you, Vines. um, but I had started playing the game in 1.7.3 beta, which coincidentally is also or less coincidentally, really, when you think about it, but is the version that Kurt is currently playing Far Lands or Bust in. And the reason he's playing Far Lands or Bust in beta 1.7.3 is because the terrain generation changed, and the Far Lands no longer exist. My motivation for abandoning my original world when beta 1.7 went to beta 1.8 with the adventure update is not motivated by the removal of the Far Lands, but rather by the fact that my map was completely littered with just sheer cliffs, where the terrain generation changed, and when the new chunks were loaded, the rules were completely different than the original rules, and it looked ugly as anything. It looked like a strip mine, basically. It looked like the sides there. So I was not happy with it. I was also not particularly happy with my build style. Then it was very much just loads and loads of cobble. You know, the material of convenience. You have a lot of cobble, you build with cobble. I still have a tamed wolf in this world? I cannot believe it. I thought you guys were all dead and gone. You are the last remaining survivor of this world. And for your own good, I'm going to leave you sitting here in perpetuity, because that's the only way you will remain the only remaining survivor. So, best of luck. Hope you've got a nice thick coat. Probably never see you again. Anyway, let's pop into the nether. This nether portal links up to the one we went through towards the end of the last episode, making a handy shortcut from the strip mine. Next up, we are going to... I'm collecting all sorts of random resources as I tour my world. We're going to head off to... I think we'll go to the end real quick, and then we'll double back and pick up my current base as the grand finale of the series. I have a little special celebration planned, nothing too extravagant, but I have a little something set up. Hello? Dying pigmen? I have a little something set up to celebrate 10 subscribers, and also to celebrate the impending new year. As a matter of fact, this episode, depending on how fast I edit, might go up on New Year's Day, which would be appropriate for the celebration I have planned.
It's fireworks, in case you haven't figured it out.
Anyway, yes, indeed. I am actually a big fan of the fireworks in the game now. I think that they're a lot of fun. I'm surprised at the amount of different... There those signs go again. The amount of different configurations that you can create from a fairly limited set of materials. And in the hands of someone especially skilled, say Etho, whose fireworks episode I have yet to successfully complete watching, because YouTube crapped down on me partway through it, and I haven't gotten back to it yet, but you can create some very impressive fireworks displays in this game if you've got the technical know-how to get the randomization going, and you have the materials to create a large set of resources. So this portal connects over to the stronghold. This is the only one of the 3 strongholds that I've actually located in the game. I killed the silverfish spawner almost immediately. I'm not interested in trying to do anything with the silverfish. I'm very fascinated by the stuff that Etho is attempting to do with silverfish in his world, but not super interested in trying anything like that myself. I've done very, very little with the stronghold itself. It's mostly explored. Oh, apparently not. I left this sitting here the whole time. Haven't explored, actually, much of it, as it turns out. It's intercut with several caves and a ravine. So it's not the safest to explore. That might be the topic of a future episode, actually. We'll put it on my to-do wall when I get to that point. You shall see. Wow, I really haven't explored this much if that torch is still messed up. Let's fix you. Thank you. OCD again. This is not the way out. Is that an abandoned mine shaft as well? Or is that part of the... Yep, that's an abandoned mine shaft. Yeah, we'll definitely have to explore this in a future episode. Anywho, let's go on into the end. I'll show you what little bit I have over there. Oh, I'll talk briefly about this. I don't know if it's worth going up, but well, we'll go up. Says it's not worth it, does it anyway. Like a boss. This path, which I'm going up in a really weird way now, because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. This I had dug down when I originally found the stronghold, so you see how close the Ender Eye got me to the portal, so that's pretty nice. Off in this direction is an NPC village, my second one in the world, and it is my first effort at trying to keep NPC villagers alive for any real length of time. And I abandoned it pretty quickly when I decided to do a different approach to a village. Especially because I had learned, brown sheep, zombie, I had learned that it didn't matter how lit up or walled off the village was. Occasionally you will have zombie sieges that just take over the whole place anyway. Other brown sheep. Did I make those or they spawn naturally? I don't remember. But there's the NPC village. Haven't done a great job lighting it up. There might be mobs in there right now for all I know. But, excuse me, I'm talking to the people. Thank you. But that is the source of the NPCs in my homegrown village, which will be visited very shortly in the video. But I just wanted to show you real quick, and that's about other than, I think, filling in a map, I think that's the extent of my explorations of this area. No, don't do it! Actually blew up in not a super terrain disrupting way. One of my pet peeves is creeper craters, just left to languish in the wild without any real TLC being given to the area. See, grass grows back there in 5 or 6 months when I come back to this area, and it'll look like it never happened. No! You've got to be kidding me. Don't world tour at night, kids. Alright. We're gonna take a B00 approach to this hole because I didn't get enough dirt from it. Are you freaking kidding me? Ugh. You will die for your transgressions. You will not get me a third time, creeper army. Let's get the heck out of here. There's another one. Oop, now I'm in the water. Oh, jeez. I've been using ender pearls for a decent amount of time, and I am still not particularly good at aiming them. It's judging the distance that gets me. That's what always messes me up. There's a couple of throws that I do on a very regular basis that I've gotten good at, but in general, I'm pretty bad at throwing ender pearls. Alright, let's pop into the end and take a look at this. So I built a house around the spawning platform after I determined what the height was that it removed items. I think it's 3 blocks up it'll remove items. So I made a house and I lit it up because I didn't realize my Enderman... Hello? Are you the one that's mad at me? Because you're not looking at this direction. bizarre and irritating. But anyway, I lit it up because I didn't realize Enderman actually won't spawn above light level 7, just like most hostile entities won't. I had thought because of it being a different dimension, it'd be similar to the Nether, where it doesn't matter what the light level is, everything will spawn wherever you want to spawn, wherever it wants to spawn. So we're heading over to the Ender, and you can see here's the end island fading off into the distance. This is the traditional approach. You build way out, away from the island, so the only place Enderman can spawn is over here in your end trap, which you can see I have been recently to, because I still had some experience sitting there. We'll climb up the ladder and take a quick look. I think I have 7 layers on this. The way that it works, and I will be building one on the server, different design I think than this. Same basic principle, but I think aesthetically different design. But the idea behind this is that you go up, I think it's 44 blocks from the impact zone at the bottom. So they will fall 44 blocks from the bottom of these vines. And these vines are spaced in such a way that they reset the Enderman's fall distance so that they all fall from that height as opposed to wherever they got pushed off from. And as a result, when they hit the bottom, they've got half a heart of damage, or half a heart of health left on them. Is this not working? Why you not trigger? Oh, never mind. This design is one BOO had used this design in his current single player world, and he had linked in the description to I get whoever it was that had come up with this design, or whoever it was that he watched to get this design. I don't know if it was the original author of the design or not. But in any event, the idea is that the only possible places that monsters can spawn are on these 2 strips here, which I think are about 15 blocks. I think it is 15 blocks. Oops, I looked at somebody. I'm teleporting up here and knocking me off into the void. I got a lot of good stuff on me. Anywho, they'll spawn on those platforms, and then this tripwire is 3 blocks up, and so they spawn in the tripwire, activating the redstone current, which causes this whole row of pistons to shoot out and knock them off. They fall, they hit the vines, their fall distance gets reset, and then they hit at the bottom. I think I have 7 of these spawning pads on here. I might go up to 10, but my rates are pretty good. Don't go into a current. Thank you. My rates are pretty good. I can get from 0 to 30 in just a couple of minutes. So I think I'll probably, well, let me just turn the audio down here real quick. These guys are super loud. So the idea is you just go back and forth and punch the dickens out of them, so you're not wearing out your durability on your weapons by doing this. And they drop massive amounts of experience, massive amounts of ender pearls, and you can get up to a high level pretty quickly. While we're here, let's go ahead and enchant one of those. Oh geez, I'm in the middle of them. Keys got stuck. That seems to be happening more often with 1.4.6 than it used to, where you'll be walking and clicking, and then you'll take your fingers off the keys, and it won't realize you've taken your fingers off the keys. So it'll have you keep walking forward. In any event, we'll enchant one of the pickaxes while we're here that we found over at the other enchanting station. Just a little bit further. And I'm not going to bother to get out any of the... Oh, there we go. Got a couple extra. I'm not going to bother getting out any of the zombie meat that I have over here. I bring zombie flesh over because it's you wear yourself down pretty quick over here, and you don't want to be eating a lot of your regular food and wasting that when you're just going to get hungry anyway. So this stuff I get from a mob farm, so it's infinitely replenishable. Let's grab one of these and see what we get for 30 levels. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop! Ooh, Silk Touch. That's a fantastic pick. I actually think I'm low on Silk Touch picks. This one's almost dead. I have one that has no other enchantments on it. And I think those are the only other two Silk Touch picks I have, so I'm glad that I got a third one. The magic of recording for YouTube. Alright, I'm going to make, I think, a quick cut here to speed up the return back to base, my real base, so that we can cover the last little bit of the world tour in this episode and get on with the series after that. I want to try and keep my episodes from here on out to about a 30-minute length. I think it makes for easier viewing, and being more consistent about it I think will help as well. So that's what I'm aiming for. So I will see you guys over at my current residence once I get there. Alright everybody, we're back here in the Nether, back in the central hub. We had the old house, now a farm off in that direction. We had the end portal in that direction. I have to tell you because these are broken again. And we had the Nether fortress off in that direction. This sign says home. Can you see it? Look real close. Oh, too close. How about now? The sign is now diamonds. Ooh. Man, that's getting to be a bit of an old reference. But in any event, here is my main Nether portal now. This goes to my current base, which is appropriately themed, I hope you will find. I don't know how well you can tell from down here. We're a bit close. Maybe I will jump over to the village real quick first. In order to get up, you have to ride these water streams. Well, let's ride the water streams first. See if you can't figure out what the base looks like before we go down and actually take a look at it from a distance. So the water streams are the only way up. And the reason that this is set up this way is that down there, that's iron bars that make it look like chains. But down there, the portal is completely under the y equals 128 counter. Because when this was built, the limit for overworld portals was still y equals 128, even after the build height went to 256. Because the portals in the Nether wouldn't search above 128 in the overworld whenever you were coming back through. So I set it up so that the portal would be hanging underneath the base, and then you would ride a water stream up. Up here is a mob system. It's the Etho-style tower system that only gets you skeletons, zombies, and creepers, but they fall a requisite distance to hit their death down here at the bottom of the ice column, and then you can pick up their drops that way. We're divided up into two wings. I keep what I deem as non-organic stuff off in that wing, and then the organic stuff is off in that wing. And these two little side rooms, I just have vines growing in currently. I don't have a purpose for them. There's some seeds I had ditched that I don't want. Last time I played here. Here are the records that I've gotten so far. Completely legit from creepers and skeleton. You know, skeleton kills a creeper. I think I like... Which one is it? I think I like blocks and chirp the most. I'm trying to get a complete collection, but they're very difficult to get without blowing up your terrain by accident or just blowing yourself up by accident. Here's my dragon egg from having defeated the Ender Dragon, so that I could set up that Ender. I like the display case. I was very excited when the corner stairs came out. I I think that's the best feature they've added to the game in recent memory. So this makes this display case look a lot nicer. It takes up quite a bit of the navigable space in this area, but I don't mind. And that's essentially all there is to the base. Off in this direction, there's nothing down there yet. I haven't figured out what to do with that wing. This wing is brewing. I have my potion set up here, all the different potion ingredients in their own boxes. And I put my water sources for filling the empty bottles just right behind here. I think it looks kind of cool. It's weird, just suspended like that, being blocked only by these very thin, fragile-looking brewing stands. But I think it gives it a nice effect, in my opinion. And then actual brewed storage potions, brewed potion storage is over here, labeled with signs so that I don't have to try and remember which potions are which colors. I've got all my dyes are in boxes over here. I've got all my dyed wool are in boxes over here. Keep calling them boxes. That's a very Zestonian thing to do. In these chests, sand and sand-related products, dirt, gravel, what have you, food, all of the various wood and leaf things that you can do with wood. Slime balls are over here because they came off of something that was once alive, I think is my thought process there. A bunch of saplings, lily pads, item frames are over here just because of the leather. And so forth and so on. Got my mycelium. I don't think I have a whole lot. I have almost a stack. And so forth. So that's my setup here, and actually while I'm here, let me drop off some of the excess ender pearls. I'll drop off some of this other storage. I've recently begun doing this. Some of the boxes are set up like this, and some of them aren't. I said boxes again. I don't know if... I think all the ones that I've been in recently are set up like this. I bet you the slime ball one isn't. We'll go take a look. So I don't think I've dropped... No, I have. I didn't think I had dropped slime balls off recently, but apparently I have. I haven't done that one because I just don't have enough saplings. But I like filling up the box because I've learned through just personal experience how easy it is to shift-click stuff in that I don't want in the box, like accidentally shift-clicking in this gunpowder, for instance. And so by filling the box, I can't accidentally shift-click stuff into it that I didn't want in there. Let's go over to the other wing. Shortcut through the roof. This episode feels like it's going to be a little bit longer than the half hour. But I want to finish the world tour this episode so we can start with building stuff next time. Have you figured out what the base is yet? Just ran across a very telling portion of the design. But non-organic storage over here. Drop off these couple of iron we found. Most of this gunpowder here is off of creepers that I have killed via the mob farm as opposed to legit. Although some of them I've gotten through hunting. Cracked stone brick. I haven't really done anything with that stronghold, like I said. So most of the materials available only in strongholds I'm very lacking on. Although I've got more coal than I can fit in a double chest, so I'm doing okay there. Alright. I think that's it for up here. We'll go down... that way is my furnaces and my snow collection area, plus an anvil for no real apparent reason, because I have all this space and nothing to fill it with, so I decided I'd put an anvil there. I love the new mechanic of shift-clicking onto the furnaces. For example, this furnace, I had put something in, it's now unlit, so I know that it's done. I can pull out that food, knock the torch off. That one's still cooking, so I can check on that later. It's so much nicer. The way that I used to have to put torches on things was by having something you couldn't put a torch on, like glass or iron bars or something, behind and above diagonally from the furnace, and you would attempt to place a torch on that, and it would default to placing it on top of the furnace instead. And this is a much nicer system, being able to shift click it on. So I thoroughly approve of that change. Here's my tool storage, organized in dispensers based on what enchantment I want off of them. I put it in the ender chest. I would have put the new silk touch pick away had I had it on me. And then a couple of other tools randomly over there. I should have one for hose at some point as well, but I haven't done that yet. Don't have to do a whole lot of hoeing because I don't walk on my farmland really. And then this is for swords, for bows, feather falling boots are in there, aqua affinity helmets and respiration helmets are in there, and then various protection pieces of armor in here. Oh, I can put signs directly on these dispensers now, can't I? I'll have to do that, so I don't have to have the just projectile protection, and remember that it's in the order that it goes on your body. Everywhere else I've got signs. There I couldn't figure out how to make it work, because I couldn't put them here because this is already taking up that block. Anyway, I digress. That's something to put on the to-do board, which I guess I'll show you real quick. Here is my to-do board, just as a reminder of things that I want to do in my single-player world. Now, I started this well before I decided to start recording it, but let's go ahead and put this in here. Fix signs on protection armor dispensers. Very good. I love that you can put the clocks on the wall now. Oh, alright, well, you'll get a better view of it from below, but here I just gave it away. That's the base, right there. Very fitting. It's the bird and Triforce from Legend of Zelda. It fits my avatar. It was a heck of a project to build, especially floating up in the air like this. I'm glad that I chose to build it over water instead of over land, because I would have died from fall damage quite a few times trying to build this. Especially getting the initial floor laid out, where all you're doing is holding shift and click, 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 click. Oops, I slipped. And you know, you're out of luck. And you can see some of the village here. I think this is all of it currently. Although, this map, I don't know, is actually updating itself to match the... No, because there's the tree that just grew. So this must be up to date. But I'm trying to expand my village off in this direction. We'll check out the village in more detail at the start of the next episode. But right now, what we want to do, with it being nighttime... How much nighttime do we have left? I should have checked the clock. Where is the moon? Straight up in the sky. Perfect. You can see the village a little bit through the cloud cover down here. Got the farm over here. I've got sort of city hall, and I've got condos here. Individual houses are down here. Bridge connecting over there. This is what I call the rich district, because it's using quote-unquote richer materials like the jungle wood, which I arbitrarily determined is harder to get. And therefore the richer citizens would be more inclined to have houses made out of that. But, like I said, more detail on that next time. What we're going to do now is we're going to throw an ender pearl into the distance and hope that we don't land on top of a creeper. We landed on top of a house. We're going to set off a little fireworks display. That's our final bit of celebration this episode. I've already prepared the fireworks, and I set up a little... Let's just make sure we don't have any mobs in the area. I think we're safe. I think it's well lit. I set up a little timer system here with some repeaters. And I've got my fireworks are in here. And we're just going to load those up into the dispenser. And watch them go off into the night sky. We're going to turn the clouds off first. Details. Clouds off. I can control the very weather. There's the mob farm. Just real quick before we have our fireworks display, I'm trying to build out what looks like a hilt so that I can make this look like the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. I'm having a lot of difficulty trying to get that to work in 3D, however. So, any tips that you can give me or references that you can give me for trying to do that? I want it to sort of be plunging through the base. I would appreciate any tips that you can give me on that build project. But enough of that. Moon's about to set. We need to watch the fireworks display. So I shouldn't have pressed F1 yet. There we go. And here we go. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Ooh. Ah. Have a happy new year. Ooh, I like the crackle. That was cool. And we will see you next time.